I wanted to help form the council because I saw the great need in the community, especially for education and prevention. And so I reached out to everybody I could think of, first the sheriff, and then other people saying, what's going on? I had the judges come, the school superintendent, all the nonprofits. We probably have 40 people in the room. And I said, I feel like that young people know what's going on and adults don't. And we need to have something to educate adults. We had our first drug summit. There were so many parents in the room. We had 550 people that came. They were so desperate for information. And so we knew then we needed a drug council. We needed an umbrella that brought all these organizations together.
Part of the reason that I wanted to get into this and what I think is just important for any community is to just eliminate some of the stigma around substance abuse. It affects everybody, and if it doesn't negatively affect you directly, typically there's somebody who you know who it does negatively affect.
We desperately need to look at kids at the youngest age possible, and the ones that need relationship, that have suffered PTSD and traumas of different kind, and get in there and help before it develops into turning toward marijuana or anything that might lead to harder drugs.
I actually worked in the treatment centers for about 10 years, and I decided that I wanted to be able to help with the substance abuse issues that I was seeing when it was more upstream. So we weren't addressing it when, the problem was downstream. Forsyth County is really above the times and doing really well when it comes to prevention. And I think a lot of it is directly correlated to the council.
I live in Forsyth County with my wife and my children. And as a result of my background in substance abuse, I felt compelled to start volunteering and coming to the meetings and getting involved and seeing what we can do to help prevent substance abuse before it happens in Forsyth County.
I joined the Forsyth County Drug Awareness Council because their mission is very close to my heart. I just saw a great opportunity to have outreach to the parent community, to bring awareness, eliminate the stigma, and educate them on the signs and symptoms of substance use disorder. Our family was blindsided by our only child's substance use disorder over 5 years ago, and I've learned that we have to get the word out, we have to speak publicly about it so that we can protect our future generation.
I decided to get involved with the council in 8th grade when I heard about the effects of substance abuse within my middle school. Over the years, the youth committee has put on various projects which include hosting town hall meetings, volunteering at drug summits, creating billboards, and getting laws passed. Also just like social media campaigns, and we're really looking forward to any youth individuals or youth members who'd love to join us and be a part of the movement for change.
We have accomplished a lot of great things with the council. I work a lot with Matt Meyer, who is from Insight. We would go to the National Drug and Recovery Summits in Atlanta, and we would always have powwows. We'd compare what each other were learning, and I'm like, Matt, we've got to figure out how can we get more kids before they get to opioids.
Commissioner Mills wanted to do more and wanted to do more for prevention. She wanted to do more for opioid prevention and the at-risk youth in Forsyth County. And so I, just had a discussion with her and went, well, there's really one central place where you can reach all the at-risk youth in Forsyth County, and it's a Gateway.
And we thought, well, if we could get in there with a full-time drug counselor, that could be a difference maker, because then the kids could form relationships and a trust with those counselors that understood what it was to need the drugs, to turn to drugs, because these are all people in recovery.
And so as a result of that, Commissioner Mills and Forsyth County High Schools were able to put together a full-time substance abuse counselor at Gateway High School. We've since grown that program. We have a full-time substance abuse counselor, prevention coach at North Forsyth High School, and growing. Other schools are interested in having a full-time substance abuse counselor at their school or prevention coach. So we continue to grow that program.
The basic stat at this point is that the leading cause of death ages 18 to 45 is drug overdose in our country. I don't think that's something that's talked about near enough, based on the fact that it's literally the number one killer. We are killing ourselves. We are doing something that we don't have to do that could save an entire generation, really. And my hope is that this will be the generation that changes that. In the alternative school, seeing the kids, seeing this issue firsthand, one of the things we've been able to get in my system and is working with us, we have 2 different drug counselors who work with us, and we're seeing kids choose sobriety. We're seeing families gain support because they know what to do, and they feel like they've got somebody out there for them. And our goal is that every child that comes into contact with us, they choose to live a sober life, and they get whatever support they need so that they can do that.
Moving forward, and the future of the council is that we want to be able to continue to individualize our approach to whatever the county needs, whether that's through assessing what's going on and then giving that education to the public and continuing to grow our council, that we can use any help that we can get, really, volunteers, starting programs. We know that it's not an issue that's a one and done thing. We know that it's something that we need to be looking at and listening and then responding. So our mission with the council is to continue to find what's needed and maybe be a step ahead of the game.